Absolute honour. Thank you for meeting me. What's it to be back in Middlesbrough? How does that feel?
It's always nice to come back to the borough. I've still got a lot of friends here. See the old players. Sometimes go for dinner with Steve Gibson. So it's always nice to come back up here.
I thought we'd just start from the beginning, really. Obviously, you went from West Brom and your famous move to Man United. How back in the day, how much of a big thing was that for you as such a young player signing for such a massive team?
Well, it was a big step in my career because West Brom had been a real good club to me from when I was sort of 13-year-old, when I went as a schoolboy. Then I felt that we were building a really good team round about 78. But then all of a sudden, West Brom, a couple of years after that, started selling some of the better players like Laurie Cunningham and Len Cantello. And I just felt we weren't really going anywhere with West Brom. So then when I knew that Ron Atkinson was interested in me taking me to Manchester United, I put in a transfer request because I said to the chairman I wanted to win things, and I just didn't think we were going the right way at West Brom to achieve that. Thankfully the move happened, and I had 13 great years at United until I came to Boro. But really enjoyed the player manager's role and then the manager's role. And I feel that we had some exciting times at Middlesbrough, and I was fortunate enough to be able to sign a lot of very good players who played for the Borough.
So one of them players that you signed was obviously Gazza. How was it managing Gazza and having him around at Middlesbrough, and what was he like as a character?
Well, everybody knows he's mad, and he was then. But he had unbelievable talent. He was the best player I played with, from 1990 to 96. I thought he was outstanding. So when we got to sort of the deadline for transfers towards the end of the season, still had a few games to go. We're in the semi-final of the cup, or the final of the Carabao Cup. And I just felt we needed an injection just to make sure we got promoted. And I thought Gazza was that perfect player who could create and score goals. And I thought that's what he did when he first came. He had a great end to the season, and I think we won 7 out of the last 8 games, which guaranteed us promotion.
It's fantastic. Obviously, Gazza was such a fantastic player. If you could look through back all your memories, who was the best player that you ever played with or managed?
Gazza for me was the best player, at that time. But I think my best buy, for the purpose of being a Middlesbrough footballer and entertaining the fans, I think Juninho. Everybody loved Juninho, the way he played, the way he was as a player. And it's a great shame because if we hadn't have got relegated that year, I think Ravanelli, Juninho, Emerson would have stayed, and Juninho probably wouldn't have had an injury like he had when he went to Spain, and would have been an unbelievable player. The injury affected him slightly, so he wasn't quite the same player when he came back to the Borough a couple of times.
Obviously, we have to talk about the great man, Sir Alex Ferguson. He's obviously such an influential guy in your career, and obviously now he's back with more of a bigger role at Manchester as Solskjaer takes over. How big of a person was Ferguson in your career, and what do you think about him helping Solskjaer out in the dressing room some games?
Yeah, well, I think he's got so much to offer football. He's probably the greatest club manager there's ever been in the world. Not what he did with Manchester United, but also what he did with Aberdeen. So everything about the man was excellent, to play for. He had so many assets to being a manager. And I think Ollie's done well. The boss is one of these people who he doesn't want to step on anybody's toes. He keeps himself to himself. But if he's asked advice, then he'll always give what his opinion and what his advice is. And so I think it's really good that Ollie is big enough to actually ask Sir Alex, whatever he feels that he needs a little bit of help with. And I know for a fact that Sir Alex will give him great advice.
So am I right to believe that your boyhood team we supported was Newcastle United?
Yeah, that's right.
And are you still a fan now?
Yeah, I still look at Newcastle. You know, somebody had said when I was 14, 15, Brian, when you're older, you'll support another team rather than Newcastle United. I would go, you must be mad if you think that. But it did happen, but it's because of the 13 years I had with United. And now, you know, I've been global ambassador for 11 years. So it's a long time being with the one club. But yeah, I mean, I still look at Newcastle, West Brom, Boro. I look at those results because I want to see the clubs doing well.
So talking about North East football and talking about Newcastle, obviously Newcastle only North East team in the Premier League at the moment, but their fans are there's a lot of controversy with the owner Mike Ashley. What is your opinion on Newcastle's owner Mike Ashley? Obviously, he's in the news a lot, and do you think he's still the right man? And do you think the way he backs Rafa Benitez is right? Because obviously a lot of fans are calling out for Ashley to go. What's your opinion on it?
Well, you know, Mike Ashley, if the papers are right, and I can't see why they wouldn't be right, but you know, Mike Ashley is a billionaire. He got Newcastle at a good time. Newcastle are a massive club. That's why they get 52,000 at St James's Park. The fanatical support, and I think the supporters deserve just that little bit more. So it would be nice to see Mike Ashley support Rafa in the market, and you know, add a few top class players. So then Newcastle don't get relegated this year, because they still have a fight on their hands. So it'd be nice to see him just get supported that little bit more by Mike Ashley, to make sure that Newcastle are in the Premiership next year.
On a final note, obviously 25 years since you took over the Boro. What a great time you had there. You know, Tony Pulis, the manager at the moment, doing quite well, I would say, in the Championship, trying to get back to the Premier League. What's a final message for any Boro fans that would see this? What would you say to them about their hopes as a team, and what were the Boro fans like when you were there?
Well, I think when it gets towards the transfer deadline finished, and you know what squad you got, I think it's really important that the fans stay behind the players, give them great encouragement in the home games, and if the confidence gets really good in the club, I think it's one of these years where between 8 to 10 teams, if you put a good run together, you've got a great chance of getting promoted, because there's not much difference between any of the teams. And so Boro have just got to believe in the players that they've got. The players just need that bit of confidence from getting some good results back to back. And if they achieve that, then they've still got a great chance of getting automatic promotion.
Brian, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Cheers, thanks very much.